What it do, what it do, what it do. You are listening to your number one crew. This is Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. This is your boy JD OTR Mic Drop, aka Wednesday Night Mic Drop, aka King Dreadlock.
What's good? What's good? I'm back and I'm better. This is your boy Jay, aka unfortunately I'm no longer part-time. I mean full-time Jay. I'm back to part-time Jay. I guess I have to earn my full-time title back. But yeah, this
Nah,
your
nah,
boy Jay.
nah. We say you could keep that, man. You had urgent matters to take care of, so we say you could keep that full
It's,
time.
it's all right. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. Right. I'm back to
Oh,
part-time
so
now,
you got to do two consecutive ones.
There you go.
All right,
But
all right.
part-time Jay, aka Rant Jay, aka Wednesday Night Jay. I'm back, baby.
That was for Jay. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Wednesday Night Trey. And yeah, man, what you looking at, JD? The hell are you looking at?
Do you got an American Nightmare hat?
No, this is Dipset.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I was about to say.
I
I'm
would never.
I'm looking. I'm like,
I'm
motherfucker
like,
repping
why is he
Cody
looking at?
Rhodes.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
you know he
okay,
a Cody hater.
okay. I just had to be sure. Just had to be
To the
sure.
fullest extent of the law.
Had to be sure.
All right, so everybody, welcome to episode 145 of the Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. Um, did y'all want to just go ahead and start with the AEW Dynasty predictions? Just knock those out real
Hmm.
quick. All right,
Hmm.
let's see here. Is anybody excited for it?
No.
Hmm.
No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
AEW is all right when people aren't getting clubbed in the back with I don't even know what the hell it was, a spiked out club or whatever the hell they want to call it.
It's called Spike.
Yeah, well,
Well, people that claim that wrestling ain't real. Then when they give them some real shit, they get mad.
that's too damn real.
Yeah, ain't no such thing. It's either real or not. Uh, there's some matches that haven't been announced for this as well. Because I know for those that were watching Collision this past Saturday, Athena probably finally made her debut on AEW TV with the ROH title that she's held for 900 something days, I believe. So she's probably going to end up fighting Mercedes. Um, oh, here we go. I'm looking for the damn match card. How y'all feel about Athena while I'm looking this up?
You know, I'm always an Athena fan. I'll always be an Athena fan.
JD?
I'm glad she's finally back on the main show, even though, it's with the ROH championship, women's championship.
Well, so far we have 6 matches. So we just run through these real quick. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. This is the match number 3 for the TNT Championship. They had their favorite thing happened the last time they fought. Jay's favorite thing. The time limit ran out, so Daniel Garcia kept his belt.
Oh my God.
That seems to always happen to Adam Cole because it happened against MJF where he kept saying 5 more minutes or whatever because they kept going to the time limit. But who y'all got?
It was who, Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole?
Yeah,
Probably go Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
baby. Yeah, he hasn't had a singles title yet in AEW. He's only been a tag champ. Uh, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho versus Bandito. Chris Jericho stole Bandito's mask, so it's going to be his ROH championship versus Bandito's mask is the stipulation.
But you know good and well, one, I never root for Chris Jericho, so I'm definitely picking.
Didn't last week Bandino got his brother's mask back,
Yeah,
and then Chris Jericho stole his mask,
and then he got cussed out by a little girl in the crowd.
and then so Bandino's gonna be wearing his brother's mask in the match.
Oh, that I'm not sure about.
Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bandino.
All right. Let's do Death Riders. Claudio, Pac, and Yuta versus Rated FTR. Cope, Cash, and Cope and FTR for the trios championships.
Well, since he's not going to win the AEW championship, I'm going to go with Rated FTR.
Such a stupid name. God. I'm going with the same though.
I'm actually going to go with the Death Riders because they low key teasing the damn Dash Harwood turning on Cash or on Edge or I mean sorry Cope. They've been teasing it the last couple weeks, so I'm gonna roll with that. Truth says he got the Death Riders. What's going on, Truth? All right, then we got a three-way match because they can't say triple threat for the AEW International Championship. We got Kenny versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
I mean, let's be honest. It'll probably end up being Kenny.
It's for the what?
International Championship, Kenny's title.
No, Kenny's keeping
If they, yeah, I think Kenny's keeping it only because if they're really trying to unify the belts, him and Okada are the ones that
it.
got the
Yeah,
belts. They will unify, so you could do that
right.
at save that for All In,
Yeah.
which is actually going to have a special start time of 3 p.m. On that Saturday. They say they're doing it because WWE is having Saturday night main event that night, so they want to get their show done first.
The sad part about it, that's so sad. I know we talked about going off task, but the fact that you just said that out loud just goes to show how trash AEW is that they don't want to compete with Saturday night main event. Like, are
Well,
you serious?
that Saturday night main event could have a heel champion John Cena on it.
Anyway, it's Saturday. Every Saturday night main event has been ass. So
I'm just reporting the news, man.
I,
I
I,
just said that statement just said everything I needed to know about AEW right there.
I'm just
Well, that's why
I'm
that's why that's why they need us to watch it.
I'm just more so like on the whole thing about 3 p.m. I'm like, oh, okay, so WWE hosted shows because they're all the way across the world at 3 p.m. and now all of a sudden you want to host a show or streamline a show at 3 p.m. Are you serious?
Well,
All
they'll be
right.
in Texas.
Mm.
So 3 p.m. for us, 12 over there. All right. Then we got Timeless Tony Storm versus Megan Bain for the women's AW Women's Championship.
Tony Storm.
Yeah,
Tony Storm.
Tony
Yeah.
Storm. Give Megan Bain her first loss. All right, and then we got the champion AW Championship match: Moxley versus Swerve. Swerve's been very active lately.
Mm.
As much as I want to, I'm gonna go with Swerve. I hope he gets the
Yeah.
title back. I don't think it's happening, but I'm gonna stick with Swerve.
Yep, me too. And I'm gonna
I
go with Swerve.
initially, I initially was going to say Moxley because I always thought the plan was for Darby to take it off of him, but we ain't seen Darby since he tried to attack their truck with a skateboard. So I don't know what the hell is happening with Darby. Um, and they're now starting to tease Hangman and Swerve once again. So if Swerve wins this title and Hangman wins the Owen Hart tournament, then we got part three. Because the last one didn't count because it was unsanctioned.
Oh God.
Hmm.
But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go with Swerve. We'll do a trifecta. Go with Swerve. All right, y'all. Uh, let's go ahead and get to the main topics of tonight. Cody Cena Part Three. What y'all think?
I'll be real. Okay. I'm glad Cody finally got some action on Cena. Pause. I'm just saying, like, you know, I said the whole thing about this back and forth has been lacking the physical part because like John Cena comes out after pretty much destroying Cody at Elimination Chamber, and Cody does nothing but just talk shit to him. So it's kind of nice to see something, but I'm kind of over the back and forth in the ring. We got that with John Cena and The Rock for a whole year, so I'm kind of over it.
What you got, JD?
Oh, I mean, I liked it. I liked the promo. I liked the whole thing. 20 minutes. It was a little bit of excessive talking, but we were waiting for that part where we actually got John Cena coming out to Cody, right? And we got the reason why, and we got a cooking effect. You know, I like the fact like Kofi was treating this junk like 8 Mile, right? Calling
Yeah.
all his shots to John Cena that he couldn't really call out against Cody about his list and
That was
everything,
corny as
but
hell to me. That was corny as hell to me.
it was. I said it was 8 Mile type stuff.
That was
So
definitely some 8 Mile type shit. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but Cena
So
was never going to bring up his lisp in Stardust. Like, what the?
we don't know that, but
Um,
those were. So I look at the. It was like the two obvious things that Cena could have pointed out that Cody already got out the water, but you know. I feel like when Cena started cooking, he started cooking. I like the fact that Cody was able to come back at him. The only part that I don't like really is the fact that Cody is such a it's a periodic gap before Cody says something. It's almost like he's remembering his lines of what to say to Cena. Because when Cena turned around and was about to get out the ring, it was like, oh, well, wait, I remember. It was one of those type things. But finally, we got some action. We knew Cena wasn't gonna lay a punch on Cody. It wasn't gonna be a brawl, not yet. But it was okay. Yeah.
any specific lines that he brought up? Like he said, what do you say? You got more dick in your promo than you do in your jorts.
Hey,
What did he say? He
hey.
said, what was the Vince McMahon line? He said,
Oh man. It was you're like talking about shoot.
oh, he
It
pretty
was
much called him a corporate puppet, and it was because of the
yeah,
guy in and because of the guy in charge who we don't talk about anymore.
yeah. Now that part I was like, okay,
No,
Cody.
he got him on that
Okay.
one.
Okay, Cody. Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
But then,
I said this to Trey. I'll say it again. It's hard competing with John Cena when it comes down to promos and on the mic and on the spot and stuff like that. That's a hard feat, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Cody held his own.
Yeah.
There's not too many people that can really hold their own when it comes down to back and forth with John Cena. So you
I
gotta
like
give
the
him.
fact.
No, I was
I
just
like the
saying you
fact
gotta
that
give
he
him props
pointed
for that.
out that Roman line. You remember when Cena was feuding with Roman and he called him out, I'm here because you can't do your job and stuff. I like Cody how he referenced that part to
Yeah.
Cena. I was like, okay, now we getting somewhere. All right. It's
I like
all
how Cody basically called John Cena on this bullshit. I like how he called
yeah,
him out for leaving and
yeah,
going to Hollywood and
yeah,
stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you really break it down, there's a lot of facts in what Cody was saying.
Hmm.
With John Cena. But if you break down what John Cena says, John Cena always spits facts.
Hey,
So
bro,
but
the fact the
he said I make empires for billionaires. All you've ever done is steal money from their kids.
yo, that part, I was like, oh,
yeah,
No, and then somebody needs to check on Wade Barrett because when John Cena said, "I don't bury talent, I am talent, I bury mediocrity,"
yeah,
and Wade Barrett was sitting right there on commentary because everybody knows Cena buried the Nexus.
yep.
yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah,
And then he said, "Yeah, Cody, I'm not going to cook you. I'm going to bury you because that's what
yeah.
everybody say I've been doing." But then he called Cody a chauffeur. Like it was a lot in that promo.
Yeah, I like that, man. It was. I like the fact that they were pulling out facts. Like that was a good promo to me.
It was out of the three. I want to say this was probably the best one. Out
Yeah.
of
It was definitely the best because they actually went back and forth. One more thing
Hmm.
Cena said. He said, "It's not where your tattoo is at, Cody. It's what your tattoo is that exposes you to the world for what you are, a common fan like them." I was like, Cena
Yeah.
still was cooking though. People act like Cena got his ass whooped. He did not.
Nah,
Nah, and then the fact that he said that, so when this is all said and done, you could go you could go online and buy the toy version of this because I'm taking this with me. I was like, hey,
Hmm.
you could be just like these other people. I'm like, bro, Cena, all right, I like heel Cena, bro. Like, I like it so far,
yeah.
so far.
I'm glad. I am glad that Cody got he did get his get back as far as hit the crossroads on Cena. I
Hmm.
did. Oh yeah, forgot the Efron line. You right, truth. The Efron line that Cody said to Cena
Yeah.
about hanging out with Zac Efron, wishing he was 16 again.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, hey, bro. But that Johnson, and I've never been told that I can't wrestle. I was like, oh, that struck a nerve to Cena. That's what caused him to get back
Yeah.
in the ring.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah,
But Cena also brought up that Cody got booed in his own company.
yeah,
So so they both hit
yeah,
each other with some stuff.
yeah.
But
It was good.
uh okay, so we got a person on our IG comment. He said, "Hey guys, do you need a wrestling stuff manufacturer?" We'll get back to you on that. But uh yeah, so let's go back. Let's get into the rest of Monday Night Raw. All right, y'all asked for it and y'all got it. Gunther pretty much committed a murder live on TV on Netflix
Pretty
from
much.
what he did to what he did to Jimmy. What y'all think about that?
Pretty much. He got Jimmy got murdered. It wasn't pretty much. He got murdered. Okay. That was low key like a little bit next level for WWE. I mean, when
The
Gunther
fact that
stood
they
up,
did that on a Monday Night Raw, they haven't had somebody bleed like that on a Raw in years,
I mean, when Gunther
decades.
stood up and it was covered, I mean that. But here's the thing, right? It just solidifies for me that Jay is winning.
But you remember what I said
Saying,
two episodes. You remember what I said 2 episodes ago. I said in order for this feud to make sense and for it to increase, you got to get Jay's family involved. You
Yeah,
have to. Similar to when he was facing Roman at the beginning before the whole bloodline, the bloodline faction started. It took Jimmy getting beat up for Jay to fall in line. So this time I knew it. It was going to take Jimmy for Jay to be serious, right? For him to get out his own mind and everything. But I like the fact that Gunther still got the upper hand. Because if you notice, when Jay ran down the ring, he didn't do his little slow motion, trying to be cool, run to the ring. He actually sprinted full fledged to the ring.
yeah.
Um, I, the the zip tie, I don't mind it, right? I don't. Jay, zip tie,
It
handcuffs.
it wasn't a match, so I'll let it
No,
slide. It
yeah,
wasn't a match.
exactly.
I'll let it
It
slide.
wasn't a match. Um,
It was
I
necessary to push the storyline, so I'll give him that one, right?
I will say that Jay. The only thing that I will say about that is Jay has to be more convincing that it's like what's going on is bothering him, right? I wasn't sold that he really cared that his brother was getting beat up, especially like he's being choked out right in front of you, and you're grabbing for him, and you're saying it's not
he
what
said
his
he going to
actions
kill
was.
him. Said he was going to kill him.
No, but I get that, but it's like he's still grabbing at Jimmy. Come on, man. Come on, man. No, bro. I'd rather let go of my brother. Like, stop. Let go of my like just on some it more realistic, I guess. More realistic reaction. I like it though.
Did you see the side by side they did of when Jay was holding Jimmy after Roman did what he did, and then
Mm-hmm.
holding Jimmy after what Gunther did what he did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's good storytelling. You got to think about it. It's them referencing back to that, like JD was saying, is that it took that to get him to fall in line. Well,
But
now with Gunther doing this, basically what that is going to do is that's going to push Jay to another place to where basically he gets out of his own head, right?
mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance because I wasn't here last week, so I didn't get a chance to touch on, how they kept the first over the top rope was a botch. Yes, right. You can clearly tell the slip was done on purpose. But I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like how they reference and they started playing on that. They started using it
Mm-hmm.
as the doubt in Jay that he might not be able to beat Gunther. They keep
Mm-hmm.
referencing that he's 0-3 against Gunther. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I think this is a ploy that they're using the kind of to shift the storyline and bringing out that more aggressive Jay Uso.
And I like
Um,
the fact that Gunther is being characterized more as like a cocky brute, right? Like
yeah,
nothing's really bothering him. Him getting slapped in the face by Jimmy, it didn't bother him. He laughed that off, like, I
Hmm.
got something for you too, So that I like that part too.
but when he slapped Gunther, I knew he was getting destroyed.
Yeah, you
I
already
knew
knew
he was
that.
destroyed.
Now, when he said, "I'm gonna beat Gunther," then you gonna beat Gunther. He's just a man. That's how I knew that he was about to get destroyed.
Yeah,
I was just curious on how he was gonna do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody knew that was gonna happen. Definitely
Hmm.
puts more intrigue into the match for me. We're gonna talk about this later when we get to the main topic of the episode. But do y'all feel any way that neither Royal Rumble winner is going to main event WrestleMania either night? Do you think that we
It,
need to
it
do you think that they before you go, do you think they need to change what they say as far as the winner gets a main event at WrestleMania? Because that's what they always say.
okay.
well, how
So
do you
this is
know that they're not main eventing WrestleMania? They didn't say that.
I will bet you whatever amount you want to bet that the triple threat and Cody and Cena are the two main events, night one and night two.
What about for the women?
Yeah, they're not main eventing the full show. They're not main eventing the show.
all right. So this is what I say. The caliber of WrestleMania. I feel like every match is a main eventer.
There you go.
It's
That's
WrestleMania.
that's what they tried to
No,
tell
no, no,
Punk
no,
years
no.
ago.
But this is the okay. Punk was senile, and we know that he was full of himself. He wanted to close the show, right?
Hmm.
WrestleMania is a main event type PLE, which means that all matches, these are all high caliber matches when you fight at WrestleMania. So for you to have the honor of fighting at WrestleMania, you are a main eventer. I don't think that it should be solidified as a main event is that you're closing the show unless you're on one of the smaller PLEs or whether you're on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and you're closing the show. So yeah, they should change the reference of how they say is that the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to close the show at WrestleMania. I mean, they probably won't say it like that, but headline is different. If you're headlining, that means that you're closing the show. So they could possibly say that the winner of the Royal Rumble is headlining WrestleMania.
I think I have to agree with that because the problem is that they need to. I think as we're transitioning to this new era, they need to kind of redefine or look for the right words. They need to explain it a little bit better when it comes down to main event. Because
Yeah.
if you look at past WrestleMania, main event was always the title match. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what it was the title match. And then they slowly started to do away with that where I mean we had World Heavyweight Championships as openers for WrestleMania
Mm-hmm.
matches. You know what I mean? We've
Yep.
had women's championship, which we kind of expect, but we had women's championship as openers of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So now that they have more titles, you kind of have to say that every title match technically is a main event match. You get what I'm saying? I I think it's more of who's closing the show. So I kind of that's where I agree with Mike Drop on that one. Where if you say, hey, this match is closing WrestleMania, then that is the match of whatever night. That's main event, I guess you could say.
That's headlining. Headlining. Like
Yeah.
that should be the word. Like you're headlining. So you can have I don't know what you would call the person like the match that opens it, but they did it one time before where they had a title match that opened it, title match that closed it, a title match that opened it on night two, a title match that closed it on night two. So I feel like that headlining just gives it more significance that headlining, that means that they're the top match of the night, as opposed to saying main event. Because I think
Didn't
what
last
we
year the
really
World
talk.
Heavyweight Championship open WrestleMania?
No.
Because the main event of night one was when it was
Hold on.
Cody Rhodes and Seth
No.
Rollins versus The Rock and
Nah, yeah, he's right because the
It didn't
tag
open the
team
show
match.
though.
No, yeah, it did. The tag team match closed night one when that was the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
yeah.
Who opened it was Drew McIntyre versus Drew
And that was when
McIntyre.
Damian Priest cashed in the Money in the
Drew
Bank.
McIntyre
First
versus
set.
Seth, and then Damian Priest
Was that
cashed
the
in.
was that the opening match? I
Yeah,
don't remember it
Yeah,
being
that
the
because
was the
opening
CM
match.
opener.
Punk was on
Okay.
commentary. I think that
That was
was
the
the opening
opener.
Yeah,
match.
I
Yep.
remember them. I remember the match. I
Because
just don't remember
remember
the order.
we kept saying that they're always gonna try to start off big and then they're gonna try to end big. And I think that that's where WWE is headed. Like they want to open up big, they want to kind of shift towards a mutual thing, and then gain more momentum towards the end of the night.
Truth says they opened up night two,
Well,
but
even
either way,
still, whether it was night one
either
or
way,
night two, they still opened it. But I remember that the closer of the show for both nights was basically
Roman
Cody
and
Rhodes.
Cody.
Yep,
Yeah,
Roman and Cody. So
Well, yeah, and then this is gonna be and they've already said this is gonna be Roman's 10th main event. So that's how you know that match is closing the show. So,
exactly.
and all of Roman's matches haven't been for a title. They closed WrestleMania with all 10 of those. But let's move on. Uh this IC championship situation getting kind of interesting. So we had them team up. We had the Judgment Day, Finn and Dom versus Penta and Braun Breaker. Match is going on, but then at the end of the match, you see, uh, what was it? Dom was holding Penta, and then he pushed him, and then Braun accidentally speared him, I think.
Yeah.
hmm
And then Finn took advantage. He knocked Braun out the ring, and then he went up top, did the coup de grace, and then him and Dom won. Then after the match, uh, Finn is talking to the whole Judgment Day, and he says, "I pinned Penta. I'm going to go talk to Pierce about a match." And then you saw Liv's face just completely turned, and then she starts saying to Dom, "Yo, he taking credit for your win. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna talk to Pierce after he done." So it's looking like we setting up for a fatal four way. Me and JD talked about this last episode.
yeah.
What's your quick thoughts on that, Jay?
I mean, I would like to see a fatal four way. If it does happen, my money's on Dom to win. Um, I'm just trying to figure out, man, how they're how exactly are they going to play out this breaking up the Judgment Day? They've been hitting at it for so long that
So
It's pretty
it
simple to me.
I think
is it
Liv,
just going to be
Liv, Raquel, and Carlito are gonna distract Finn, and Dom is gonna be able to capitalize off of it.
I don't think it's going to go down that easy. I think it's going to be more of they're going to come out, interfere in the match. Dom's going to pick up the win, and then I think we finally get the breakup on the Monday Night Raw
hmm
after WrestleMania. But you never know because Dom turned on Rhea at WrestleMania, and Finn turned on Damian Priest at WrestleMania. So,
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. I'm sorry, SummerSlam. So you never know. I mean, it could happen at WrestleMania too, but to me, that seems like something big to happen on the Monday because the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is supposed to be so chaotic and crazy and
hmm
stuff. So I can see them saving that for that. But if it is a fatal four way, Dom's winning for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just as a quick thing, who opened night one last year was Rhea versus Becky for the women's world championship.
Okay.
So it was a title match, but it was the women's title match.
hmm
There we
And
go.
then I think Becky was the Elimination Chamber winner that year.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I think Dom is going to win if it is a fatal four way, and I think what's going to happen is they've been playing up the jealousy that Finn has been having for Dom this whole time. So if Dom is able to get the title that Finn has decided that he wants to go after, that's what's going to that's where the meltdown is going to happen. Um, I think it
I
would be
think,
better if they held it until JD was better to come
yeah,
back, but I
it's
don't know if they could
it,
wait that long.
yeah, because I feel like it's still like something that is it's another missing link within the Judgment Day, right? There's somebody else that's coming to the Judgment Day that's gonna take out Finn.
I'm
I,
not necessarily convinced that it's not Penta. I'm still not convinced about that.
I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it could be Penta if Finn kind of takes him out in this fatal four way match, and then he ends up losing. I mean, Penta could be joining. Uh I don't know, man. This is a weird storyline. Like the place that they're in is just like trying to figure out
Some
like how they're going to go.
different avenues. Yeah,
I
it's
was
different
telling
avenues.
Trey that I still think that eventually I think that Raquel and Liv are either going to drop the women's tag team titles, or I really think that they're going to put the women's intercontinental championship on Liv and kind of make Dom and Liv both intercontinental champions. I see them
Mm,
that route with it.
mm.
And there's a big chance of that. They probably will drop those tag titles pretty soon because I could definitely see them making Liv and Dom have matching titles. Um, but let's get speaking of the women, let's get to the women's world heavyweight championship match with the special guest referee Bianca Belair. It was so much going on in this match. The
I,
pacing was crazy.
Trey, what did I tell you? No, I told you it was gonna be a DQ match.
Double
Told you it
A
was gonna
DQ.
be
double
ended
a double DQ.
a double DQ. I told you it was gonna end in DQ. I knew it was not gonna be a winner of this, and despite what Adam Pierce said, like, and how they're still like publicizing this whole match and saying that who's Bianca gonna face, and she's gonna either gonna face one or the other, bro. Y'all already gave us y'all already planted seeds for a triple threat match. You can't keep living up to this thing where it's just going to be a one-on-one match. We know what we're going to get. So stop trying to play this off like it's not going, like Bianca's just going to face one or the other. Like,
Yeah,
we knew the moment that she was introduced as a special guest referee, she was not picking one of them to win.
the double DQ basically solidified the triple threat match.
And then Rhea attacking both of them, that definitely solidified it. And
And
It's
with
then
her great,
holding the belt up at the end.
bro,
it's coming. It's coming Monday next. This Monday coming up. It's coming on Monday.
yeah. And
Basically, Adam Pearce is gonna have to make that decision, and that decision is gonna be a triple threat match.
it has to be because it's just
But
like
the crazy thing is he doesn't have to make it a triple threat though, but
he
he
He's
will.
doesn't.
but
He
He
he will.
doesn't have
will.
to.
Yeah. And it's just like it's kind of like one of the most obvious things that they're still trying. Bro, this has no fire to it. I'm sorry. It just has a lot of messy, dramatic stuff. It has no. It's not. It don't have no grease to it to cook with. Like we
So
already know what we're getting.
if the Tiffy Charlotte match is the lowest as far as engagement from fans, do you think this is right above that?
Yeah.
It took the spot of Jay and Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really, in my
because
opinion,
Jay
it has.
Gunther has now been ramped up with adding Jimmy in there, especially with Jimmy getting pretty much murdered on TV. So now that has definitely ramped that match up. I would say that Charlotte Flair and Tiff is at the bottom of the map right now.
Yeah.
They should. Truth says they really should have just kept the belt on Rhea. I
They
mean, real
should have.
talk, they
They
might
should
as
have.
well
They should
because
have.
the people online are saying that Rhea's got a CTE character, like because she'll do shit and then forget that she did it and then crash out talking about some where's Bianca at when she literally kicked her in the face out of the ring and she was wondering why she wasn't in there to count the pin. Um, anything else from Raw that y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about New Catch Republic coming back?
Okay, so it's not exactly about them, but it's about what you posted like earlier this week about injury update saying Oscar set to return from injury sometime in May, likely after Backlash. then Tongaloa, then Ilya Dragunov. The fact that they posted that what they could possibly return tells me everything that they're returning sooner than that. I kept
Okay.
saying Asuka is going to show her head at WrestleMania. I'm not saying that Asuka has to compete. I'm not saying Asuka could do one or two moves, and they always do stuff to where they testing how you are in the ring, and then you could go away for a little bit, and then you could come back. So everything about this is showing that one, Io's gonna win. Two, it's gonna be some kind of shocking surprise. You don't think Io's gonna win?
I
Or you
think
don't
if
want Io to win?
both. I
I'm
think
about to say
that
it's both.
I think that if Asuka shows up at WrestleMania, she's costing EO the title.
Okay.
And then I think that they're going to do a feud between Asuka. Let's be honest, Damage Control is done and over with. They need to stop introducing them as Damage Control. That's
Yeah.
just a wrap. That's just done.
You see,
Um,
Kyrie Sane then got jacked. You see her on social media.
yeah.
Yeah.
They need to let the whole Damage Control thing die. Let it go. If Asuka does show up, I think she's costing EO the title, and then they're going to put EO and Asuka in the feud. Which eventually down the road, they're going to face Bianca because I think Bianca's winning, and I'm sticking with my theory. I told Trey this already. My theory is that Bianca wins, but Bianca is also involved with Naomi attacking Jade, and I
Mhm.
think that basically once all of this comes full circle, we're finally going to get Jade versus Bianca for the women's championship. That's the route that I think that they're going to go.
So we getting heel
And
Bianca at WrestleMania or the night after or something like that.
Either I think the night after.
Hmm.
and I told Jay that I don't necessarily think that the Bianca Naomi uh, Jade situation needs a title. Um, he disagrees with me, but I don't think it necessarily
The
needs a
fact,
title.
the fa- okay, the fact that you could have three of the top black women superstars in a feud for a championship, yeah, that has to happen. That has to happen.
We'll see. Yeah, we're still
But
2 weeks out. I'll give my prediction, my real predictions
but
after.
I don't think that's you know that's not.
It's not far fetched. I could see it happening.
No, yeah, it's not far fetched. Like, it's one of those things where it could make sense. Definitely, it could make
All
sense.
right. So let's move on to the title of this episode. The title says CM Punk finally gets his main event at WrestleMania, but what more does he want? So y'all saw what happened. Contract signing. Uh, Seth and Roman had a good interaction back and forth, saying we did this. Seth was saying we did this, and Roman said no, I did this, I did that. I had to carry you. They would go back and forth, and then Seth was like, "Your ego is what killed us," and all this. They was going crazy. Thoughts on that, real quick.
Seth is delusional.
Bro, it's like they're looking in a mirror at each
Yeah,
other,
it's
right?
so
Like they're
both
the
of them are
same
delusional.
person. They're the same person because Roman is talking like how Seth was talking like a few years ago, right? Like back when he was in the authority and everything. Like Seth was I led the Shield. I did that. It was me. I've been carrying the company. Now Roman is saying, which Roman has been carrying the company for almost 4 years, but they're both doing the same thing, right? It's just Roman's is more. Like his facial expression exaggerates it, right? He's like, what are you talking about? Like it's been me. I like when Roman crashes out like that. Seth Rollins crash out is hilarious.
That needs to be studied. That was crazy.
It's like a
When he was,
tantrum. It's like a little kid throwing a tantrum in the store because they can't get
Yes,
whatever it is that they want.
yeah,
him and Rhea must be hanging out.
yeah.
Listen, I say this, okay, when it comes down to CM Punk. Now that we have officially, CM Punk has come out of his mouth and he said that the favorite was not for him to main event WrestleMania or close out WrestleMania. The favor has to involve him getting this belt in some type of way. Whether it's to get him opportunity for number one contendership, something. This favor has to involve the belt. And it just makes me think that John Cena is beating Cody even more because I keep saying is that John Cena has to go up against his biggest rival, and his only two biggest rivals is Randy Orton, which we probably get John Cena versus Randy Orton at Backlash, and then I feel like we're gonna get John Cena and CM Punk at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
What up, playing sarcasm? Yeah, I was real quick because yeah, he did sign the contract or whatever, but the way Paul Heyman was acting when after Roman got on Punk for saying, "Do you need a highlighter?" because he was looking for certain things in the contract, and then I'm about to say Paul Pierce, Paul Heyman got on his knee and was like, "I know what you're looking for." And said, "There, you on the main event." He kissed CM Punk. CM Punk started crying like real tears, and then Roman told him to thank him and
Yeah,
acknowledge him. And then Paul Heyman was sitting there like, "Don't do it, don't do it." Roman's not leaving with Paul Heyman at
I don't,
WrestleMania, bro.
I don't
And I
think so
like and I
either.
and I
He's
like
not
what
leaving
you
with Paul Heyman.
and I like what you posted, and it was that one that X clip where it says where Paul Heyman was talking to CM Punk back in 2013. I'm going to walk down the aisle with you one day when you challenge for the WWE title in the main event of WrestleMania, right? One of y'all said something that was interesting about what if CM Punk got into this match to help John Cena and
Mm.
turn heel? What if CM Punk actually joined this faction with John Cena and The Rock?
I don't think there's gonna be a faction. We still haven't even seen The Rock show up yet. I
That's
don't.
how you know it's going to be a faction. That's exactly how you know it's going to be a faction
I
because
don't
we
think there's gonna
haven't
be.
seen them.
I don't
I
think
think
the
it's
only reason why I think there's not going to be a faction is because we're not going to have John Cena
Well,
show up night after night with this championship. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He's going to show up on the
well,
SmackDown here, there, and then he's going to have a title match every other pay per view with it. I don't
but
know.
he's already scheduled for 3 back-to-back SmackDowns after WrestleMania.
It's not going to be a triple threat match on night two. That doesn't make sense to write CM Punk in. Everybody keeps saying that, and I keep seeing
No,
it floating around the internet. It doesn't make sense for the storyline right now. To add CM Punk into that storyline last minute now, they would have already had to kind of hint at it to me already for that storyline to kind
he
of
he would have had to been in this promo with Roman and Seth, and also confronting John Cena and Cody Rhodes
exactly.
on separate occasions.
Yep.
Which, not saying that it's not possible, but it hasn't happened yet. We're 2 weeks away. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Maybe number one contender. Maybe it is the wise man leaving with him because the wise man makes stuff happen.
I can see that happening because right now Roman doesn't need the wise man, right?
Yeah,
The tribal chief. I think Roman's about to get a little revamp when it comes down to his character. He
yeah.
doesn't really need to be the OTC anymore because really there's no more bloodline. Everybody's on their solo hitch, so he
I like the
doesn't
fact
really.
that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that he doesn't really need to be the tribal chief anymore as of
Do
right now.
you? And that's the thing. I'm glad that you said that because 2 consecutive promos, CM Punk has called him the big dog.
I
yeah.
caught that
Roman don't
too.
like that, and Roman don't like that.
Norman doesn't like that, but
I
whenever
caught that.
somebody references something like that, you know a change is about to come.
Uh
So
huh.
the fact that he keeps calling, he was like your tribal chief or big dog, and I'm like, yo, the fact that you keep saying that, like, and it shows where Roman was at his weakest point, right? And the only time that he has been strong has been with Paul Heyman.
And
So,
that makes me want to bring up that Roman doesn't do well with betrayal.
Yeah.
And
mm-mm.
you saw he will hate Seth forever, even though they had that small reunion with the Shield. He will hate Seth forever for betraying him in the first place. He felt that Solo has betrayed him. Sammy had
Mm-hmm.
betrayed him. It took a while for him to get back with Sammy to feel cool with Sammy. Paul
Mm-hmm.
Heyman did. I feel like I could see you being right about character. Not necessarily a revamp because the tribal chief is too big to just get away from. But I could see a shift in it. But Paul
Roman's
Heyman,
gonna. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Paul Heyman betraying Roman will be the final thing that actually breaks him, and that's when
I
you would get the change.
I feel like that we could get a combination of tribal chief mixed with that wreck everything and leave type Roman, where he just
Yeah.
crashes out everything. Nothing gets complete. He's just coming in and running rampage on everything. So he's interfering in all major matches to get his way. Like he's doing everything outside, off the book, off the record, right?
Y'all want to know what we about to get?
What
What?
Y'all want to know what we about to get? We are
the
about to
tribal dog?
get. That's crazy. I feel like the way that this is going, we're about to get the Shield, but we're not about to get the Shield that we've had before. We're about to get an all heel Shield. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
about to get
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns back together as the Shield,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but they're straight heels. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're about to and I feel like they're pushing that a little bit more because even though CM Punk got added into this, I feel like the only reason why CM Punk got added into this is basically to steal away the wise man. And then
Mm-hmm.
once CM Punk gets the wise man, we're going to get a couple of matches with Roman versus CM Punk, right? We're going to get that big main match with Roman versus Seth, and then something's going to happen that's going to bring Roman and Seth together. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
them continuously getting attacked by CM Punk and whoever else he gets put with, you know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, is going to lead to Roman and Seth Rollins coming back together.
That hate. So I feel like Roman could now accrue the same hatred that Seth has for CM
For
Punk.
CM
He's
Punk. Yep.
gonna endure that, and now then Seth is gonna be like, "I told you. I tried to tell you. I tried to explain it to you. It was never about me and you, but it's always been about me and you. But he's the reason why this is all happened." Roman's gonna be stubborn. I'm not. I don't want to listen to that, but it's gonna slowly start showing his head. Like Seth has to bring up. He stole the wise man from you. He's done this. He ruined WrestleMania. He ruined our moment and everything. So they're gonna be a ballistic style Shield to where they don't go by anybody's rules.
So I kind of say it like this, right? I said this to Trey. I want to ask you the same question, okay? Is Roman heel right now?
No, no.
Is he
He's
face?
neutral.
He's neutral. Is Seth
He's
Rollins
neutral.
heel?
He's
He will
neutral.
be.
He's
Barely.
neutral.
Both of them are barely. They're teetering on that line of being heel, and it's only
Yes,
going to
the
take
the
one event.
original Shield was heel. It was. That's
Yes,
how they were brought in because they were brought in as mercenaries.
yes.
Yes, they're both like Batman. They're vigilantes at this point, anti-heroes.
So I have okay. When Jay first brought this idea up to me, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling
But
it now. Just
I said
now,
this a month ago.
yeah, I wasn't feeling it then either. But
I know.
but the way y'all just talked about it, okay, I'm gonna give it. I'll be more willing to listen to it and think
It's
about it.
possible. It's
Because
possible. If
the
you
way
really think about
the way y'all just tag team that, it makes sense.
it.
um,
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying the way you look at it right now. Roman's been with Paul Heyman for the last what 4
4
4
years.
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 Yes.
He doesn't need Paul Heyman by his side anymore. That's
It's a
all I'm
comfort.
Mhm.
saying.
It's a comfort thing.
Exactly.
Do you see
Um,
the version of
uh,
Brock Lesnar
no, go
that we
ahead.
got outside of Paul Heyman when
You
Paul
talk
Heyman
about
joined
Cowboy
Raw?
Brock?
Yes, but even before Cowboy Brock, when it was just like
When he came back in like 2012.
when he had when no when he first came back with the cornrows when Roman was with the bloodline and stuff like that.
Oh,
Oh
Like
yeah.
that Brock had a type of aura about him, right? And I felt like they knew that at this time Brock Lesnar didn't need him. I think that it's the same thing with Roman. Roman, you've gotten to this pinnacle where you're handling stuff by yourself. You really don't need a wise man. It's time to transition, go into a different avenue.
Quick question: do y'all think that that the favor could backfire on CM Punk? That it won't work out the way he thinks?
It just depends on what the favor is. And they haven't given us any type of hint or any type of clue as to what this favor could be. So I don't know.
It
I low key
depends
feel like
on
the hint is that he gets into the match at night two. I honestly do feel like that's the favorite.
I hope not.
well, you remember we always said that if he gets the favor, he gets put into it, he's getting taken out of the match.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
feel like that was my first statement about the Shield. I felt like that Roman and Seth will take him out at that third show. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Jay, just think about this, right? We've mentioned the Shield, right? Seth already did it last year when he came in the Shield attire. So CM Punk gets added to this match after beating both of them, right? Mid-match is the three of them. CM Punk is on the verge, look like he's about to win. Now all of a sudden you hear Sierra, Hotel, Indica, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, and both of these mugs come out in their new version of Shield attire to take
Well,
out
I'm glad you brought
CM
that.
Punk the same way that CM Punk introduced them.
I'm glad you brought that up because we always talk about long-term storytelling. Okay,
I gotta drop a flex bomb for that.
just saying. And the fact that right, they showed the foreshadowing of John Cena and The Rock in the ring that helped Cody Rhodes get the title, and now look at John Cena and The Rock a year later now. You know what I'm saying? Cena sold his soul to The Rock. They were foreshadowing John Cena back with the trailer and all, with The Rock. And
Yeah.
he was throwing up the Cena sign and everything like that. So you mean to tell me that there's no way that Seth Rollins showing up a year ago in Shield outfit to kind of take down the tribal chief isn't foreshadowing that
The
Shield
tribal
could
chief.
possibly be getting back together?
Hey, I like that though. No,
I don't
I
know.
see it. I see it, bro.
We'll
I
see.
see it. I see it.
We'll see. All right, so I wanted to get a couple more things in here before we get out of here today. Did anybody watch NXT last night or catch the highlights?
I caught a couple highlights.
Ricky Saints is your new North American champion. He beat Sean Spears, and then got
Yes.
attacked right after by All Ego Ethan Page, and then the crowd started chanting "Tony fumbled."
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you got all three previous AEW people in. Was that was the main event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all three of them in the main event in NXT, right? Prior AEW. I'm gonna tell you though, I'm liking this Javon Evans.
Well, I was just about to bring that up.
I like it. I'm liking this feud, bro, and I feel like
they said that Javon is if Javon is a Pokemon, Trick is the evolution of him, and then Oba's the evolution of Trick.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that too. But wasn't it? It was some things reporting they little retribution on there. They're saying that Dark State that Trick could possibly come out to be the leader of them.
But now I'm seeing that people say that they think it might actually be Javon.
Yep.
Yeah. And you see how he hit him with the U-turn. You turned yourself into Carmelo Hayes.
Hey, that right there, and Trick's reaction, I was like, oh boy.
And they finally get and Dark State finally gets a match because they're going to go against them three on Tuesday.
Yeah. Young OG, double OG, triple OG.
Triple OG. Young OG cooking. But so speaking of North American championships, how'd y'all feel about Stephanie Vacker vacating her championship after just defending both titles the week before?
I don't like it. But it's typical. I don't like it, but it's typical.
And now they're going to have a ladder match a ladder match for the championship, and I said to Jay, I was wondering where the hell has Roxanne been ever since Elimination Chamber. She's back on NXT,
Mm. which
so
which means that they really didn't have nothing to do with nothing planned for her on the main
I
roster.
mean
Not a
Well,
damn thing.
they scrapped the
uh,
Bailey thing because I thought her and Bailey was going to have the match at WrestleMania.
yep.
You talk about the tag match?
No, I thought that she was going to have a one-on-one match with Bailey. Cause
Uh,
they've been beefing for like 2 months.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, and then so do y'all want to end with subscriber questions or Swerve and Booker T?
that's fine.
Which one?
Oh,
I mean, we could do it real quick. Like get like Jay, like the Swerve and Booker T thing happened last week, where
on,
Swerve
on Vlad
was
TV.
yeah, he was voicing his thing about black superstars and headlining and all of that kind of stuff, and Booker T had his rebuttal to say against it. But Trey, you could explain what's happened thus
real quick
far.
before you explain it, have you ever noticed that nothing good ever happens on Vlad TV?
No.
They
Okay,
found Tupac's killer on Vlad TV. So we got that. But
Was that a good thing?
I don't
I
go.
mean, I mean, I
I
mean, I
don't
wanted to,
know. I don't
I wanted to know.
I don't know.
But yeah, and then Swerve didn't only just say that about how black superstar. He talked about his experience. He talked about how he felt Triple H did him kind of dirty when he was in NXT. He was talking about how Hit Row got fired. Then then when Booker T initially responded, because Booker T's a company guy all the way, uh,
Hmm.
and he and he was defending the company, saying I've been here for 20 years and I've always been treated fairly. I think me and JD touched on this last episode,
Hmm.
and I don't know. A lot of my black friends, they say they say Book doing a little bit of dancing, and
Oh, they.
I'm being kind when I say that.
Listen,
Oh, he an Uncle
Book's
Tom.
not defending. He said
They say he's shucking and jiving.
Book's not defending the fans. Book's defending the bag. Okay, because he just want to get paid. That's it. At the end of the day, there were absolutely no lies in what Swerve was saying. Okay,
Mm-mm.
and we've said this several times on this show about how they do black superstars different than they do. Swerve wasn't lying. Okay.
Mm-mm.
And then people like to bring up NXT. NXT ain't the main roster. NXT ain't doing these big level PLEs. They not
No.
doing WrestleManias or SummerSlams. I don't want to keep hearing people talking about Trick Williams and all them in NXT. When they
Yeah.
get to the main roster, then we can talk.
When they get to the main, we saw how Kofi title reign, and it's not just Kofi though. Kofi is the biggest example to this day of the
Mm-hmm.
bullshit that they do. I would never let that go. Kofi got
We know.
they did that shit so goddamn dirty that and then what they tried to do was they tried to think that they were going to scapegoat us and make it up by giving the title to Big E.
Well,
Nah,
Lashley
bro.
first.
Well, yeah, Lashley did letting Big E cash in. Nah, bro, you can't take back what you did, and that shit was so fucked up. Like nobody has lost a title in that type of way, but Kofi had to be the one to do it. Um,
But okay, so this is what I have to say too about AEW. AEW is ran by someone of color.
That's a fact.
yep.
It's ran by someone of color. Most companies that are ran by someone of color has a equal state of mind, right? Someone who has been raised by out above poverty in a certain type of atmosphere only has a one track state of mind. And a one track state of mind is you go back to the company where we really didn't have a lot of black wrestlers. All you really did was put forth the white wrestlers. So therefore, it still keeps that evolution thing going. The only difference is I feel like Shawn Michaels is just a fair person, believe it or not. That's just me. Shawn Michaels thinks different than everybody else. You got to understand that Triple H grew up literally under Vince McMahon. So, mind you, he's trying to make the company better, but he still has that same type of mindset, like that he was taught, that he was groomed about, and everything on how to run this business successfully in that certain image. He's doing a couple things different than Vince, but at the same thing, it's the same company
Yep.
that
Two
it
things.
has been.
Booker said there's not enough talented black wrestlers, which is why they're not getting opportunity. That's
First of
one
all,
thing he
that
said.
wasn't on pay-per-view. I'll let you
Oh,
finish.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even read
That
that.
definitely was
JD,
not
good
on
job.
pay-per-view. That was definitely on a Monday Night Raw when he did that too. Just to
That was a
let you
good catch.
Playing sarcasm every single week. You do it. Have some control, my guy.
know.
Have some control.
Jesus Christ. And then also, Booker said that he ran up on Swerve because they was in the same thing.
Yeah.
They was in the same thing, and he said he kept it, and he said he quote kept the same energy. He kept saying Swerve's whole name too, Swerve Strickland, and he said that he pretty much was saying that I paved the way for you, so you let Vlad TV pit us against each other, and he was doing stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
know.
there was no. Don't get me wrong. Booker T paved the way for a lot of black athletes when it comes down to
Believe it or
wrestling.
not, Booker T wasn't even supposed to be in WWE, bro.
Yeah,
Like, let's keep it a buck. When WCW went down the drain, they really didn't want to bring Booker T on. But Eric Bischoff really was the one who had to vouch for him, saying, like, this is about to be one of your best people to come from WCW over to
yeah.
WWE. You can really utilize him. He's a company man and everything. So they tested the hell out of him. They tested him every which way to see if he was going to break. How do you break after he literally called the biggest superstar in America at the time a nigga?
Well, he didn't call him a nigga. He said, "What's up, my nigga?" Like,
No, he said Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
oh well, yeah.
My
I
point.
thought you talking about Vince. You talk about Hogan. Fuck
No,
Hogan.
no, no. I'm talking about Hogan, but that's what I'm saying. That was Vince's guy. Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
was Vince's guy. He didn't forget that Booker T slipped up and said that when he was with Harlem Heat. So guess what? I'm going to test you to see if you're going to break. He never broke. They used the number one person in WWF at the time, which was Stone Cold Steve Austin, to see if Booker T was going to break. He never broke. That means that he had the cojones of a freaking gorilla. That means that he could withstand everything that was thrown against him. That makes him the perfect example of paving the way for the next black athlete.
I'm gonna just say, at the end of the day, I agree with a lot of what Swerve said. Booker did pave the way for a lot of black wrestlers. As we talked about, BET named him the number one black wrestler of all time. So I will give Booker T his respect. Met him in the airport. It seemed like a cool guy, but I don't think that what Swerve said was out of bounds.
No, it
Um,
definitely was not out of bounds. It
No,
definitely was all facts.
it
this
was
question,
each way.
this question, this is the last thing we're gonna do. I feel like this is more for JD just because he talks about Lucha Underground so much. This is from subscriber Tion. Like Lucha Underground, where they have mixed matches, women versus men in WWE, who would you want to see go against each other? This is a good question because in WWE 2K25, you are able to do intergender matches now, men versus women. So who would y'all want to see?
I would want to see Nia Jax versus Bronson Reed.
Roman? Oh,
Bronson Reed. Oh my God.
Hmm Nia Jax versus Bronson Reed. That's one. Um, I would like to see. Let me see. Rhea. I mean,
Uh-huh.
she could fight anybody. Rhea's like China, man. She could fight anybody.
She
But
could
of
fight
course,
anybody, but it would be entertaining to see. I would put Rhea up against somebody with some real like a real good following and real good talent. Like,
Jay.
could you imagine Rhea versus like AJ Styles or something like that?
yeah, I was just about to say that. I was just,
Their styles, no pun intended, their styles would clash.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Um,
mind seeing them run it back. Chelsea Green versus Penta. Let's get it.
hey,
No.
hey, hey. Um,
Chelsea can go where she needs to.
Well, she
Rhea
needs
versus
to.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Playing
oh,
sarcasm says
hey,
Rhea versus Gunther.
this is. Oh, that would actually be a good one. But
I
this
got
is
one. EO versus Braun Strowman.
Why would you want that? Why would you
no.
want that?
And see, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something to pick on Jay, like to mess with Jay. But I was gonna say either Io or Asuka versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh my god.
That would have to be a good match.
That would actually be a good match. That would be a good match.
What
Why?
about nah.
No, I
Nah.
would. I would actually watch Bianca versus Montez Ford.
I was just about to say I would love to see
That'd be a good
Bianca
one.
go up against Montez.
Yeah,
That would be a good match. That
yeah.
would definitely be a good
He said Liv Morgan versus Okay, why y'all want all these little girls to go against these
Bro,
big ass
come on,
giants?
come on, bro.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I'd rather see Liv versus Dom. That'd be good. Both hit the three
hold on.
amigos on each other.
Hey, now,
Charlotte
now
Flair
if I'm,
versus Cody Rhodes would be a good match.
That would
now
be.
if I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now if I'm gonna
Okay,
include it,
get him off our screen. What the heck is he talking? Bianca Belair
now
versus Mankind.
now if I'm gonna
He
be if
trolling.
I'm gonna be
He
real,
trolling.
if I included NXT, I would like to see Jordan Grace versus Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. I would like to see something like that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Shit, I'd watch what about Mello versus Jada Parker?
I could watch that. See, no, we can't do all couple matches against each
They're not
other.
together. They're not together though.
They're-
He's with Kalani.
He's with Kalani. That's right.
He's with
That's right.
Kalani.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. That's
He
right.
said Andrade or Stephanie. That'd be good.
No, Andrade versus Charlotte Flair. Perfect. Let him
Okay.
get his get
Well,
back.
they're not a
Let
couple,
him get.
so
Yep. Let him get his get back.
I can get that.
Seth Rollins versus AJ Lee.
Yeah,
Hey,
but I
listen,
don't. I don't. I just don't think in this generation we will ever get that.
Rhea versus Buddy Murphy would be a good one too. You know, we talk about couples, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Zelina versus Aleister Black.
Believe
yeah.
it or not, Seth versus Becky will probably be good.
So I think the main reason why we won't get it is just because the times that we're in right now,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
There's something about putting a female versus a man on TV fighting. It won't translate well.
Mm-mm. You can get that all the time in the indies, like GCW.
Yeah.
You get it every single night. But
It's going to create too much of a chaos because you got too many Karens out there that are going to be against it. Oh, this is promoting violence. This is promoting abuse. This is promoting, domestic violence situations and all. I can see it now. I mean, we got Karens now, going after little kids for brushing past them in the corner store and shit like that. Could you imagine wrestling where, think about when Mae Young got put through a table by the Dudleys. Think about that shit on TV right now. WWE damn near canceled. I always said if the Chappelle show came on right now, it wouldn't make it a season before they got it canceled. So imagine a man versus a woman in a intergender wrestling match. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Too
all right,
sensitive.
everybody. Well, this has been episode 145 of the Over the Roads Wrestling Podcast. Look at the ticker at the bottom of your video. You'll see all of our socials. Go ahead, follow us. We got 111 subscribers. Let's keep driving those numbers up. Keep trying to get these views up. I may or may not be doing a watch party on Sunday for Dynasty. I may or may not. I'll keep y'all informed. If y'all want one of y'all gonna join me?
I got basketball tournament.
Oh man. Oh, question. Uh, WrestleMania watch party.
What that's the 18, 19, 20?
19th and 20th.
Ooh, I had to see. I know
I'll
I
be
got a
up there.
tournament that I got a tournament, so I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wild for that one. A 5
Hey.
hour watch along?
He
I've done it
started at 3
before.
though. He
I've done
started
it
at 3.
already. I've done it before. I've done a 4-hour watch along by myself.
Heck, the one with Elimination Chamber was like 4 hours.
Yeah. It
Listen,
goes by faster. It goes by faster when I have somebody with me, but yeah.
if, if I ever get back to full time Jay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Bro, it's WrestleMania. You can literally hop on with an hour left. But all right, y'all. This is Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Wednesday Night Trey.
This is Jay, aka Rant Jay, aka Part Time Jay. See you on the next one.
Hey, what it do? What it do? What it do? We are out. You are listening to the number one crew. This is King Dreadlock, aka Wednesday Night Mic Drop, aka OTR Mic Drop, aka JD. You like how I did that backwards? Hey, peace out.